Okay, so moving on to our next story. I am interested. I'm not hyped, but I'm interested. So apparently, Crunchyroll is going to be teaming up with Adult Swim and in some kind of Toonami partnership deal in regards to what shows they might be giving to potentially to Adult Swim or to Toonami to air in the future. And that's very interesting. So if you guys don't know, recently, due to some buyouts, Crunchyroll and Toonami, Adult Swim, are under the same Warner Media AT&T banner.
Right.
So because of that, it makes sense that they would work together. And interestingly enough, we might know now why recently Crunchyroll split. Not a messy divorce. It seemed like they both understood where it was going, where the relationship was going. Crunchyroll's relationship with Funimation. Because if you remember, Funimation had, the Funimation, whatever, they had that. And then we talked about on an episode of Keikaku Korner how they kind of split. And instead of Crunchyroll having a spot at Verve, VRV, High Dive got that spot. And actually, I'm sorry, no, not Crunchyroll. I think Funimation pulled out of Verve, right?
Yes.
That was the case, yes. And then High Dive got that spot, which is a Toku fan who likes, Garo. That was an interesting spot, and I might actually want to get Verve for that reason alone. But anyway, so so Crunchyroll is looking to expand, and so what they want to do is, this is according to Crunchyroll general manager Joanne Waggy, noted it's Waage. God, I'm sorry, Joanne. Woo. She noted that the company's mission is to quote unquote mission is to grow anime globally, and the Adult Swim partnership will help further that goal because quote unquote Toonami has been incredibly influential in the growth of anime here in the U.S. So now some people say, but Matt, streaming exists. Like how is it considered a growth in in viewership and things like that when streaming exists, right?
Right.
But here's the thing, Tristan, when you come home at night, I mean, I know now you're in your you're in your 20s, but still, you come home at night, you sit down, you're flipping, what do? You flip channels, or you go on Crunchyroll to see what shows might exist, because you don't know what shows exist when you get on Crunchyroll unless you're looking for a specific thing. Right. So when it comes to, like, if you're someone who doesn't know what anime you want to watch, and you're like, well, am I going to go to Crunchyroll, or am I going to flip channels to find anything? And then, oh, hey, that's right, Adult Swim is on, Toonami's on. It's a Saturday. Now, I know in Tristan's mind it's ingrained that it's a Saturday, so of course Toonami would be on. But the thing is that it's one of those things where yes, the internet exists. Yes, if you're interested in something, you can Google it and find anything you want to. It's at the tip of your fingertips. But at the same time, there are just fingertips. But there are some people who just don't know that's what they want. Right? So in other words, I might not know that what I want to watch right now is, the Wonder Woman movie, let's say, right? I've already seen it, but let's say I haven't, right? So I don't know if I want to watch that. So I'm flipping channels, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Wonder Woman's on TBS. You know what? Yeah, sure, fuck it. Why not?
Right.
I can pause it during the commercials, do other things, come back and be like, oh, I'm 20 minutes behind, but I have a DVR, so I can fast forward through the commercials and then be caught up. So, people don't, sometimes people don't know what they want, especially when it comes to a niche thing like anime. And if you do know what you want, then you're not necessarily growing Crunchyroll in a sense, because you're looking for that same one thing. And if it's not on Crunchyroll, then you look elsewhere. Right? So it's something that, people think, no, but I know what I want, so then I should be good. Just either go on Crunchyroll or to get it on Adult Swim / Toonami, or do both, right? But there are just some people who don't know. Like, just because we're all on the internet and we have these tight communities and anime it seems pretty big, it still is not at a point where, everything is as easily accessible as one might think. Like, it is. But you have to know what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Especially on something like Netflix. Like, if you didn't know that Evangelion was coming to Netflix, unless Netflix pushes anime to you when you go on your Netflix account, then you're still not going to know. Right? So you're not going to think, oh, let me look up Evangelion, unless you know about it. You're going to be like, let me look up anime. And then hopefully Evangelion is tagged properly in anime. So if you do, maybe you've heard about it, you're like, Oh yeah, I heard about that when I was a teenager, but I never got to see it in high school. There was never really a good way to watch it, you know.
Right.
So yeah, so you see where I'm coming from, right, Tristan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it isn't the only deal that they're making. Obviously, it's one of the many deals they're making to expand themselves globally. So I think this is a good idea. Tristan, do you think that maybe there's some interesting shows? I know you don't really watch much on Crunchyroll, but do you think there might be some interesting shows that maybe some friends of ours have been talking about on Crunchyroll that might be able to make it over to Adult Swim now that aren't necessarily shonen? You know,
Yeah.
action packed.
Yeah. I think there would be actually.
Anything off the top of your head or no? Because I know you don't watch much. I don't either on Crunchyroll. But
Oh,
oh god, you're
no, I do have a few series off the top of my head, but like I can't remember the exact title.
okay. So for anyone watching the video, and Tristan, you don't know this, your video stuttered. So when it stuttered, your tongue was out in the middle of that thought for like a good 10 seconds, and I fucking just lost my shit.
All right,
Anyway,
good to know.
he just
Hold on.
paused on that, and you were like, and I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? I was so terrified. For a
What
second.
unholy monstrosity is about to lurch forward from his
Oh,
throat?
anyway, but the point, but still, yeah. So you can't think of anything else off your head. Again, I can't either. But it would just be nice to see some stuff that isn't only shonen. Like I don't think that the block is stale. Some people are trying to say that online.
Right.
Oh, the block is stale, and I'm like, it's getting the some anime like that. To me, anyway, it's considered the newest at this point compared to. You know, when you, I hate being like an old man, but like when Tristan and I were kids and we're watching Dragon Ball Z in 1999 and it ended in 95 in Japan.
Right.
It's coming to the US 4 years after it ended in Japan. And here we have Super. Yes, it has, you know, ended its run as of this time in Japan, but 2.5 years isn't so bad.
Right.
You know? Looking at something like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they're on part 5 right now, but you know what? They're on part 4 in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have never expected that 10 years ago.
Right. Me too.
You know, so and that's 10 years ago even. Like so, yeah. I feel as if. You know, I feel as if even though yes they should go for different things. So even though I haven't seen much of it, I loved that on Toonami they brought over Pop Team Epic.
Right. Yeah.
Because they definitely have to go for some different stuff on Toonami. I'll admit that, right? I'll admit that it's very action shonen heavy on Toonami, but I don't think it's stale necessarily because these shows, some of them, not all, of course, but some of them are still out in Japan or have been out within the last 2 years.
Right.
That's not stale. Like I don't think you're gonna get like an actual simul dub like the same week that it's out in Japan unless it's something like Space Dandy.
Yeah.
I mean, Attack on Titan was also pretty close. It was a few weeks behind.
Right.
Like, there's
yeah.
stuff that has been a few weeks behind. It's nuts. But yeah. So I'm interested in this. Are you interested in this as well, Tristan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you think this will make you want to watch Toonami more than you already do? Because you want to watch it every week, but you don't have the chance to. Sadly, will this make you look at some people you hang out with on Saturday nights and be like, "Screw you guys, Toonami's good this year." And just not see that. No, but like,
I mean,
but would it make you want to see Toonami more? I'm not saying you're gonna blow off your friends, but would you?
yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. Like
Mm.
that's I always in the back of my mind, like at
Mm.
home, and I'm like, I can catch like the very tail end of Toonami. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. No, I'd still, when there are times where I am around Saturday, I'm always like, wait, I can watch it.
Oh my
So,
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, some new stuff coming to the lineup is always a good thing.
Yeah. So I hope this partnership proves well for both Toonami and Crunchyroll.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So and tell us what you think down below. Do you think it's not really going to matter? Do you watch Toonami? Do you take a look at Crunchyroll? Tell me what you think down below because I would love to hear what you guys have to say, especially some of you guys who watch Crunchyroll more, and you can speculate on what shows might end up actually appearing on Toonami. So again, tell us all that stuff down below.